Local context projects describe where labels or notices are being applied. Projects were designed to be flexible, like the labels and notices. A project could be created for a website, publication, archival record, item in a collection, and more. Community, institution, and researcher accounts can each make projects. To look at the project creation process on the Local Context Hub, we will walk through an example project together. This is for a local context webinar that we want to apply notices to. We are creating this project from an institution account, so we have access to apply any of the disclosure notices. We selected the TK and BC notices, and you can see the icons and descriptions here. When selecting notices, you have the option to include translations that are built into the hub in English, French, Spanish, and Tereo Mari. In this example, we're including the Tereo Mari translations of the notices. Just to note that community accounts will not have this section when creating a project, as community accounts do not use notices and can apply labels to projects directly. Next, you'll add project information such as a type, title, short description, and any links. The project type describes generally what the project is referring to. For the purposes of this webinar recording, we selected the other option and wrote in webinar. We included a project title that helps to easily identify the project. For the project description, we want to consider what information might be helpful for others who are looking at this project, particularly if communities will be reviewing the project to decide if they would like to apply any of their labels. The description does not have to include everything known about this item, but should be a helpful summary of information. For this example project, we included an overview of the webinar and listed the roles and affiliations of each speaker. You can also include project links to other websites, so you can link out to an object entry, catalog, collection, database, and more. For this project, we added the link to the recording of the webinar on our YouTube channel, and we also link out to our website, which has more information. Next, we can add project contacts. This identifies who is involved with the project. You can include accounts on the hub as well as individuals on or off the hub. I've added 2 researcher accounts as contributors on this project as they were involved with the webinar. The next 2 sections are optional. The first section is for optional project information. This is so you can add any existing identifiers or metadata already associated with what this project is about. For example, you can add an accession number to the provider's project ID field, GUIDs and DOIs for materials like data and publications, and a project award ID if this is connected to grant funding. After that, you can choose to include a project boundary. This is also optional and adds geographic information to help others better understand the locality of the project. There are a few options for how to add a project boundary. For this project, I've added the boundary for the Mari Iwi Tarora, as the webinar focuses on their use of a BC label. Finally, we can set the visibility of the project. You can set this public to have a public URL and share it within the registry and project board. If you would prefer to keep things less public, you can set the visibility to contributor to share only with your collaborators, or to private if only you should be able to view this. When we've finished creating the project, we can save. The project is added to our projects page. From here, we can access the project information. By creating this project, a local context project ID and project URL were automatically generated and can be accessed from this page. Also from this page, we can take actions that are detailed in our other videos.